Hey there. So today we are going to be looking at the 2011 B4 but a bit modified. So the main crux of the question is the same, but I've changed what we have to find. So over here we have to find T plus W. Over there we have to prove a certain result about the determinant of T plus I times W. So I'll leave the link for your original question in the description, or maybe I'll just post the entire question in the description. You can check that out if you want the actual question. So now let's get started with this version. So as you can see, it's a really long question. Took me almost the entire length of my board to write it. So I have just highlighted some important bits with red, and the rest of the question is in black because it's a really long question and sometimes you can get lost in all the information that it's throwing at you. So now let's get to understanding what's going on. So there are n players numbered 1 to n who play a multiplayer game together. So all play at once and they play that game n times. So all n of them sit together, they play it once, then they play it again, third time, and so on till n times. And each player can either win or lose each game, and more than one winner is allowed. So all of them can win, all of them can lose, half of them can win. It can happen anyhow. And then consider the matrices T and W such that T and W are both the null matrices in the beginning. And wait, I forgot to mention that they are n cross n matrices. So I'll just write it over here. So they are both n cross n matrices, and in the beginning they are both the null matrices, and then as the rounds of the game go on, we keep updating them kind of. So the rules for updating them are written over here. So I'd suggest you read them on your own, because if I read them out it may be confusing. So I'll just get out. You can pause and read them, and for the lazy ones I'll read it for you. So if player A wins and player B loses, then WAB is incremented by 1 and WBA is decremented by 1. So if A comes first, that means if A wins, then we'll increase it by 1. So A coming first is kind of linked with incrementing it by 1, and A coming later is linked with decrementing it by 1. And if both players A and B either win or lose, so if both win or both lose, then TAB is incremented by 1. So right off the bat you can see that these matrices are actually not concerned with the individual wins of A and B. They are more like comparing A and B. So you pick player A and player B, and then you set a comparison between them given the result of all the n games. And then we have to find T plus W at the end of all the n games given the results of all games. So we know for each and every game who won and who lost. Okay, so for writing these rules I've used a bit of programming notation. So plus plus means you increment the variable by 1, and minus minus means you decrease that variable by 1. It's just more convenient in this case. So now we know the results for all players in all games, but we are only given whether they win or lose. But how do we encode it mathematically? Because we can't put win and lose into an equation and get out an answer. We need to put numbers or variables or something like that into it. So how about we use good old binary, because binary is the most natural way to encode something which has two states, either 1 or 0. So we'll use 1 for win and 0 for loss. So we'll define a variable, let's say P and then superscript K and A, and this is equal to 1 if player A wins the kth round. So there are two variables involved over here, K and A. So in the kth round, if player A wins, then this is equal to 1. Otherwise it's equal to 0 if player A loses the kth round. So since we are using K over here as as an indicator for the round number, maybe we can extend that into w and t as well, because if you notice, it's hard to talk about a single variable whose value is changing. Rather, we can have multiple variables, and we can encode the values of that variable over time in those variables. So we'll define WABK to be the value of WAB after the kth round. So that's important, after the kth round. So the result of the kth round will also influence this, and similarly K T A B, I don't think I need to specify what it means. I hope you understand. So now that we've mentioned these, we can actually find recursive formulae for WABK and TABK. So now let's try to figure out what happens according to these rules to these particular variables. So firstly, if A wins and B loses, then that means PA K is equal to 1 and PB K is equal to 0. And similarly, both win or lose, then that means KPA is equal to KPB. So we have basically encoded the condition for these rules into these small equations, which is much more useful. So in this condition, we do WBA minus minus and WAB plus plus, and in this condition we do TAB plus plus. So now we can state these rules in a much easier format. Okay, so I've written down the simplified versions of our rules over here, and I want you to notice that I've started using the K notation over here. So if you're not comfortable with so many variables flying around, I want you to pause the video, go back and see the meaning for each variable and see if this makes sense, and I want you to want it to make intuitive sense to you. So if you're clear with that, now let's move on. So firstly, I want you to notice that these two are actually going to end up being negatives of each other, and the proof for that is pretty simple. So what we'll do is, we can actually write this in this recursive relation in terms of these two guys, because this is what we know. But rather than going to this condition and seeing if it's true and then implementing these equations, what we'll do is we'll just find a formula for K, the kth W value in terms of the K minus 1 W value and these two guys. So we'll find a formula which works irrespective of whether this condition is true or not. Even if it's false, the formula should work. So that's the condition. So how do we come up with that formula? Well, notice that 1 is this minus this, and minus 1 is this minus this. So what we can do is we can rub this off, and we can write KPA minus KPB, and similarly here we can do KPB minus KPA. But notice that this equation is just replacing B with A and A with B into this equation. So this one is actually redundant. So if you just check this equation for all A and B, then this will also be automatically checked. We don't need to worry about that. And firstly, now that we made this change, we also need to verify if it works. So let's verify it. So if this is 1 and this is 0, we want this guy to be 1 more than this guy, and it works. Similarly, if this is 1, this is 0, then we want this to be 1 less than this, minus minus, and that works. If these two are equal, then we want these two to be the same. It works. So our formula is very general. We don't need to check that condition again and again. We can just plug in the value for these two guys and we'll get the new value for W. So that's much more easy, because we are not computers. We can't go into a while loop and keep checking that condition, and if it's true then we implement this, if it's not true we go ahead. That's very difficult to deal with. This is just a general formula. Just plug in the values, get the answer, and we know the values, so it's not that hard. So we can just write our final equation in place of this condition. Okay, so I hope you agree with me when I say that that was elegant. And now we'll come to this. This is slightly trickier. So over here, notice that we are always incrementing, we are never decrementing. So either it remains the same as it was or it becomes one more. So all the elements for the T matrix are going to be either 0 or greater than 0. So that's just a observation, it's not that important. Now let's get to how do we encode this just the way we did over here. So we are doing this +1. We want this +1 to only happen when these two guys are equal. And these two are of course either 1 and 1 or 0 and 0. So if I call this x and this is y, then we want f of xy to equal, f of 1 1 to equal 1, f of 0 0 to equal 1, f of 1 0 to equal 0, because if we get this is equal to 1, this is equal to 0, then we don't want this guy to change. We just want it to remain the same. So we'll do a +0 over here instead. And similarly, if we have 0 1, then again we want an output of 0. Well, how do we deal with this? So I want you to think for a while. How do we deal with this? So of course you can think of adding these two, and if you add these two, then for 0 you get their sum to be 0, for this you get their sum to be 2, and for these two you get their sum to be 1. So can you figure out a function, let's call it g of s, such that g of 2 and g of 0 are both 1 and g of 1 is equal to 0, because s is actually just x plus y. So obviously you can say right off the bat that there are infinitely many functions satisfying this, but we want it to be simple. So we thought up this idea of making it a function of x plus y. Why not? So after thinking about that, we ended up with this conclusion, and now we have a single variable function, much easier to deal with, right? So can you think of a function? Well, I'll tell you one. It's going to be s minus 1 squared, because if you plug in s is equal to 2, then you get 1, s is equal to 0, you get 1. So here we can say f of xy is equal to x plus y minus 1 squared. So equipped with that, now it's pretty clear what to do. We just replace this. Firstly we remove this. We don't care about whether it's true or false. We just put k pa plus k pb minus 1 square, and just like over here we got a general formula for the kth t in terms of the k minus 1th t. So again we'll verify if it works. So if this is 1 and this is 1, they are same, condition is true. We want this to be incremented by 1. So 1 plus 1 minus 1, that's 1, squared is 1, works. Similarly, if both of them are 0, condition is true. 0 plus 0 minus 1 squared 1 works. Similarly, if we get 1 0, then we want this to remain the same. So 1 plus 0 minus 1, that's 0, 0 squared 0. So we are adding 0, remains the same, condition works. Similarly, if we have 0 1, again you can verify for yourself, it works. So far we have succeeded in converting the win-lose conditions into solid mathematical formulae which are easy to work with. Except you might not agree with that, because we have a square over here, and you may say, well, squares are not that easy to deal with, and I agree with you. So we are going to simplify it. Notice that k pa squared is equal to k pa, because this is either 1 or 0, and 1 square is equal to 1, 0 square is equal to 0. So using that we can expand this, and we know that we'll get some square terms, and this equation says that it will simplify. So let's do it. So I'll rub this off. So this is equal to k minus 1 TAB plus, and then this squared is just KPA, this squared is KPB, and then this squared is 1, and then we get the additional term, so minus 2KPA minus 2KPB, and then plus KPA KPB. And now of course we can do some simplifications, and the final formula we get for this T is k minus 1 TAB plus 1 minus KPA minus KPB plus KPA times KPB. Okay, so now that we've gotten to this stage, we can actually find the value for N TAB and N WAB, because that's what we want. We want the final value of these two guys. This is just an intermediate formula. It's like an intermediate product in a reaction, in a chemical reaction. So now we'll convert it into our final product. So how do we do that? Well, we know that 0 TAB is equal to 0, which is equal to 0 WAB for all A and B. So if you notice, we can actually say that this is just the sum as k goes from 1 to n of 1 minus KPA minus KPB plus KPA KPB. And similarly, we can also find a formula for this. So it's getting really messy, but it's fine. K equals 1 to n of KPA minus KPB. And the justification for these formulae is pretty straightforward. I'll leave it to you. So now we wanted to find T plus W, and the sum of two matrices is just the matrix containing the sum of the corresponding elements. So which means that to find this matrix, all we need to do is add this, and then we'll have the matrix. So now let's do that. If we add these, firstly this and this will cancel. This will become 2, and wait, I think I made a mistake. Yeah, this is supposed to be 2, 2 and 2 over here. So this is our final answer right here. So T plus W is equal to the matrix containing XAB, such that XAB is equal to this. And of course we know the value for KPB and KPA for all values of K and A and B. So this is a completely complete answer. And we can also write this as n minus 2 sum k equals 1 to n of KPB times 1 minus KPA. So that is our final answer. So thanks for watching.